What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here. Okay, I don't have an own intro, so yeah, what's up? Peter Montri here. So, Lightroom tips and tools I think you need to start using today. The last couple of weeks, me and my girlfriend been on the way in Dubai, in Turkey. We were making great photos everywhere. While posting them on Instagram, I got a lot of questions from my unbelievable 700 followers plus on Instagram. I think there are a lot of videos already on YouTube, how to edit on Lightroom, how to start, beginner guides. If you like me to do one of them too, please let me know. I'm happy to do that and show you how I do it. Yeah, maybe there's something I can teach you. If you're highly advanced, yeah, maybe then you leave the video. Or maybe not, just leave it in the background. Anywho, I looked through Lightroom and there are definitely like 2-3 tools that I think are highly underrated. A couple of those tools can really make your image pop. So the first function I want to show you is called split toning. Let's hop into Lightroom. First thing I wanted to show you here, these photos are obviously already edited. This is here in Cappadocia with my lovely girlfriend Johanna. I've already edited this photo, as you can see, just the highlights, the blacks, etc. I do my HSL color grading. And the first function I would like to tell you that you definitely should start using is the split toning. Great name. What it does actually is that it allows you to give certain colors, or that you choose certain colors for your highlights and for your shadows. You have here the highlights and here the shadows, and up here in the hue you can use choose a color that you would like to get into your highlights, and then in the second slider you can then choose how saturated this color should be. What I like to do is I press the Alt key on my keyboard, and then I'm looking for a color. This is now showing the saturation for 100, so that's not what you want to keep, but this just helps you to select a color. So in this image, I would love, you can see here's like a little bit orange there in the back, and the highlights here are quite white. I want to really emphasize on this. So what will I do? I click the Alt key and look for a pretty similar orange color like this one, and then I will pump up the saturation. And while doing it, you can see how the image here gets way more orange in the highlights. That's already great, maybe a little bit too much. This is nothing like crazy effects, but it's really can give, like I said, your image your own style. So to complementary that, I go to shadow, and we love teal and orange, of course. I'm pressing Alt again, and I'm looking for a teal, a blue color, maybe a little bit darker. That's too much. Yeah, like this. And then I slide it a little bit over. That's already too much. Go a little bit back. Now that I've done that, you can see there's way more orange in the highlights, and also the shadows are a little bit bluish, which I really like. If I now turn it off, you can see the difference. So this image was already great, of course, but I really think that with this split toning, yeah, it just pops a little bit more. If you have a different setting and you want to go super crazy, try it, you know, take some purple here, some pink. There, the highlights get more to the pink. Then contrary, what is 160, half of 160 is 180. So this would be like basically the complementary color. I mean, it has something, doesn't it? Like this pinkish and this turquoise color together. If I close it, why not? It's not bad. So that was split toning. The second tool I would like to show you, which I only use for one specific scenario, but I think it's really cool and it is way easier than doing it in Photoshop. It's called the transform function tool, whatever. Let me show you. Transform. Back in Lightroom, this picture I have already edited. It is from our road trip through Turkey, and we saw this beautiful landscape with two mountains here, and I needed to fly the drone. This is stitched from more than one drone shot. If you want to know how to do that, let me know in the comments. And yeah, like I say again, already added. And now we come to the transform tool. So what the transform tool does is basically it transforms your picture. What I wanted to show you here between all these transform tools that you have, so you can bend it vertically in both directions. You see, if you want to have emphasis on the mountains, also horizontally. We don't want to do that. You can rotate the pictures, I mean, if you ever need that. But like I said, I only use it for one single function, and that's the aspect. So in case you have a landscape photography like this one, you want to make it Instagram ready, so you want to edit it for the 4:5 aspect ratio. Usually a lot of stuff is let out behind here on the sides. You can, like I said, use Photoshop, push everything in. But what you can do here is you can click on the aspect slider, and I hope you see what's happening here. So it starts to stretch the image a little bit. I will overdo it now just for the sake of showing it to you. And what you see now is the mountain looks way taller. The whole picture just looks, in my opinion, way more impressive. It works very well with landscape photography, where you want to have a lot more things inside this small aspect ratio. I mean, you can do it the other way around. Yeah, it's not that great, is it? So if you want to emphasize on these mountains, it's always nice to give them a little push, that they look a little bit taller, a little bit stronger. And I use it a lot, to be honest. I use it, my recent Dubai pictures on Instagram here, I maybe show them here, to get the streets and everything more into the picture. And I think it's a really, really cool trick. That was the transform feature. Tool I want to show you on Lightroom is called Detail. It gives your image a little bit of more detail. Let's hop in. This is also a shot from Dubai, from the Dubai desert. Johanna took that picture from me. I already did a little bit of editing. You see, I did some split toning here, some transforming, so that I look a little bit taller. And the last one I want to show you is called this detail. What you basically can do here is emphasize on details on the picture. I'm sorry, this picture is not super clean. Here's a lot of small stuff which you can get away with the spot removal or on Photoshop. There are a lot of ways. If you want to know how that works, please let me know. First of all, yeah, there's a little bit noise in the picture. So what you could do is use the noise reduction here, scale it up, and then you can see this is of course way too much, but you can see on my skin that the noise is basically gone, but it looks very soft now, everything. I'm not a huge fan of that, but if you need to use it, it's okay. Basically, most of my pictures are going through Instagram. Things are very small. You literally don't see the noise. What I really do almost every time when I edit a picture on Lightroom, even though it's not a huge crazy difference, but just for feeling, and also in case you edit a landscape, big landscape pictures that should be printed out on a huge scale, this is really helpful. Let's say then I look for a place where I think the details would come very handy. So for example, for my cool tattoos here, what I then use, this is a small window that shows you the effect. So I like to use the, how do you call it? Adjust, detail, function, picker, whatever. And then I pick a place on my picture where I really can see those differences. So let's say I pick my tattoo here on my underarm. You can change the amount of sharpening. So let's say we wanted just to show you the function, like really sharp, the radius of it really strong, and a lot more detail. See, the picture is now crazy bad. So we don't want that. But what we want to do is we're looking for a level of sharpness that would come in handy. So I would never go too crazy. These tools don't make like the crazy difference, but for me it's just make the image pop a little bit more. I want to get the radius a little bit high. Okay, so it looks really grainy, but think about that, it's just a small detail. What you want to do now, because you don't want the sharpness on your whole image, right? What you want to do now, you want to use the masking slider. The masking slider selects specific areas on your picture to sharpen them. So how do we use it? We press the Alt key again. Wait, I will go out. We press the Alt key on the keyboard again, and then while holding the Alt key, we click on the masking slider and start to slide. And while we are sliding, you can see the white areas that are now shown up. And these areas, the more we slide in, are getting less and less. These are the things on the picture that will get sharpened, where we will have the sharpening on. So I really try to, keep it just like, that's already too little, but like you see a little bit still the dunes in the whites, and basically the rest is on my body, and now I leave it go. Now these parts and around me have a little bit of sharpening on them. You can still reduce the noise a little bit so it looks more natural. And I know you guys will think now, hey, Peter Montree, I don't see anything. But if you look here, if I turn it off, you see, this is the picture without the sharpening and without the noise reduction. This is the picture with the sharpening and with the noise reduction. I just think overall it makes a difference, especially if you want to print it out, etc. Maybe not on Instagram so much. That's basically it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you could learn anything from it. If you like those tips, if you like what you saw, let me know if you want to see more of tutorials like that, and if so, what kind of tutorials. Guys, if you like the video, please, do the subscribe thing, smash the like button. Have a great day. Ahoy.